Hello everyone, Krydex here. Welcome back to our full BZ Plus playthrough where we have automated yellow science, which feels very good. And we are really short on copper and we need to work on some of those things. But our logistics bots are running around. We have about 200 of them. I just plopped a bunch of new ones down. And so they're going to help get me a bunch of yellow assemblers. And then those yellow assemblers will help me get a lot more productivity out of the things I'm already making. So slowly I'm going to transition my base into all yellows and everywhere that I can putting in productivity. Because a yellow with 4 productivities is still way faster than a blue with nothing. And that's an extra 16% of everything, which, you know, for things that have multiple processing steps, that helps. Did a worker speed upgrade, and I'm going to run over and we're going to get some new copper mining figured out, and I think I probably have enough belts, but I'm going to grab a few more just in case. And we'll run down here. Those are done. Time for moho number 2. And bring that down. That'll just join in. I guess we actually want this, because we want to use those first. So that'll help. And then I do want to come all the way down here and make a long belt. I guess I can actually build them rather than make my bots do it. Ah, that's the problem. Trees. Don't like the trees. Okay, so we need to get all of this going. Do 1, 2, 3. All right. So that should do it. Pretty simple, in fact. Nothing to it. And that'll be a bunch more copper for a while. And now there's just so many things we have to do. I'm gonna get more copper smelting going too. We're gonna make this a red belt, just like the iron belt. Let's see. I guess we want input priority right because that's more regular mines than moho mines. Sounds kind of weird, but I don't know. It'll work. And then from that point on, all of this needs to be red beltified. Okay. Good, good, good. And then we need this. I guess we could make our first electric furnace build. Do I have enough? 22. Not quite enough. But those are automated, so let me grab some. And we'll do electric furnaces. I also need to set up my requests here. Steel is one of the more common ones I keep running out of. But I will help them out. Oh, crap. I give these bots a run for their money already. You know, that's what I need to automate, is roboports. It needs the alloy. This should be enough alloy. This just needs to be a requester chest. And it is grabbing the silicon already. We don't need that. And we need copper to be provided. So I don't think we're doing that anywhere. Did I actually put a provider on the output? No, I don't even have a separate output. There we go. Okay. So that's good, and now I need... forgot my original intention. Furnaces. Those are going to be near purple science. There we go. And then we have a bunch of productivity, so as long as we have power, we should be good. No worries about that. And then I could start researching this and just start setting things up for this. I think it makes sense given how I'm almost there. Doesn't really make sense to set it up one way and then change it. For now, though, because of our current copper shortage, I am just going to extend this smelting, but I'm going to start designing my other smelting line. And we'll just switch it out at some point. But for now, we just need this. And I'm out of zircon. We need some of that. Where's my zircon? It's titanium. Here it is. Okay. Because we want to be getting a full belt of copper. And then we also need to upgrade the output to be red. We'll let that one stay yellow in that direction. Got a nanobots, switch that over. Gosh, we go a long time before we even use copper. It's pretty crazy. Okay, there's one usage. I think from here everything is red belts. Yep. How's that look? Okay. So now, what's my main shortage then? Is it... Looks like titanium might be the shortest thing out of all the things. Titanium and red circuits. And we've already done what we could for red circuits. We are short on copper, though. Let me do this. We can at least get the full 15. And then I really need to automate some blue belts for places like this where it matters. Because all of these together need more than 15 a second, so there's nothing I can do about that with red belts. That's okay. We do still need some more Logibots, so let's throw those into the network, and then we'll automate the RoboPorts. 200, that's a good number. That should get things running a bit faster. Yikes. We are pretty much out of yellow packs already, and we need to research 1,000 of them. That's rough. So yeah, blue circuits are the issue, red circuits being the issue before that. Dang. I might make a whole new red circuit build. Rather than requiring the green circuits. I don't know. Because what all are they? Plastic, copper, solder, and silicon. And green circuits, which are... Yeah, there's a lot. Iron, graphite, solder, copper, silicon. Okay, well, what can you do? Let's also set up these guys. And belts. Okay, we'll do 100 undergrounds, 800 regulars, 200 blues, power poles, get some more of these built. And then I never do this for some reason, but it saves so much time if I just automate the stupid chests. It's crazy how much of a difference this makes. Because those are a 1-second crafting time, and so are these. So it literally doubles the amount of time to craft a bunch of these, and you use a bunch of steel from your inventory. And between those two things, it's pretty annoying. So just having them, already a stack of 50 in your inventory, very nice. And then if I had a few more circuits, I would automate the requester chest too, but... or the different logistics types. Okay, so let's go ahead and design some stuff while we're sitting here waiting. Maybe I get RoboPorts automated too, real quick. I feel like there's a lot of the same things as what's in here, right? Red, gears, steel. I guess not a ton, but I can use the red circuits and the steel. And keep the rest there as requests. Go up to 1 stack, which is 10. And then RoboPort. Okay. It'll happen. That's all that matters. So, our long-term design for all the things. So let's just look at a couple. Like, let's look at something like iron. And we do want a full 45 out, would be the build. And we're gonna presume tier 2 modules, just because those are soon enough. Here's the other interesting design decision about BZ that I just now realized. I kind of thought about it before, but it never really clicked. The Foundries are not square. Oh, yes they are. Never mind. They are 4x4. Okay. I take back everything I said. I thought they were rectangular somehow. They look rectangular, I guess is why. I thought they were 3x4, but they're 4x4. Anyway. So the ones where you use foundries is going to be different than the ones where you use furnaces. And I think all of these complicated ones use foundries. And I know these are not electric, but the design will be the same. Because I need to think about beacon-wise, how many do you get per building? Because it's still only 4. And then this one only gets 4, and then this one only gets 3, I think. No, that one gets 4. This one? Do they all get 4? No, they shouldn't all get 4, right? This is why it always confuses me. These numbers are so weird. Because they should sync up, right? 4 and 3 have a common denominator, or common multiple at 12. So, like, after 4 of these, there's another one lined up in the same way, where, like, the bottoms are lined up. So, like, every 4... or every 3 foundries has 4 beacons. Maybe this one. Is this one affecting here? It might not be. That might be the one that I'm getting wrong. No, it is. So they're all affecting 3. Okay, let me think about this for a second. So they have a 9 tile range. That's why. Since they have a 9 tile range, no matter how you break down 4, 4, and another 4, you're gonna hit 3 of them because you have 9 tiles. The only way you could only hit 2 is if you had 8 tiles. So you're always gonna hit 3, and you could never hit 4 of them because you would need to have a 10 tile range because you have the 2 4s in the middle, 1 tile of the top one, 1 tile of the bottom one. So it's actually kind of interesting. 3 and 4 work out pretty nicely in terms of ratios, because that means the amount of beacons affecting one factory will always be 3, because each beacon affects 3 buildings. And then beacon by factory, you're going to have 4/3 of a beacon per factory, which we'll just call it 1.33. And then constant extra beacons on the back, you're going to have 2. So that's for 1 row of beacons. We're going to set that as the default here. So if we look at this whole thing, that's 19 ore, 5.7 graphite, 5.7 silica. Versus if we did the normal iron smelting recipe. And we did this. we would need 40 iron. So it cuts our iron usage in half, actually less than half, because the number of modules is higher. The number of productivity modules is higher in electric foundries. So that's pretty dang awesome. Do we get less? It's hard to tell because it's changing speeds too. It's showing less of a product of graphite and silica. So what that means to me is productivity doesn't apply to these. They're set as a catalyst, which is kind of sad. But all that to say, one blue belt out is something like 10 foundries and 15 beacons. So let's take a look at what that would look like. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 16 beacons. Interesting. Oh, I guess because of the ratio, sometimes it's more extra on the end. Anyway. That's it. It's that simple. The other thing we can look at is what if you have 6 affecting 1? How much better does it get? Is it worth it? Here, let's do this. We can copy, and then we can paste. And then in this one, I'll change it to 6. Beacon by factory is now 8/3. Constant beacon is 4. And we can compare and contrast which one's better. Power usage is pretty similar, actually. So this is the one that would have beacons on both sides. It's possible that with tier 3 modules that switches, but it would still be close enough. So we'll just keep it this way. And then I'd like to tile it in such a way I could kind of go that way. But I don't know if we have enough spots. We'll have to see. So this will be a full belt of input ore. Actually, half a belt of input ore. Okay. In any case, we only need 2 belts of input. So we can do the old popular with Bob's. And then the output's where things get tricky, because you need a full belt of iron out, but you also need the byproducts out. Now we could do this without the use of filters, but filter inserters are cheap in the grand scheme of things, and it will save me a lot of time. Will it? Will it save me a lot of time? Yeah, because of that weird filtering thing, actually. I don't know if you guys remember this, if you were watching my series, the Pure Angel series. If you have a total of 45 iron plates among 2 belts, you need a weird little buffer section, because you can't just, like, filter iron to the right and other objects to the left, and it will just magically compress on the right side, because the only way that would work is if the iron was always lined up properly, which it's not. And so you actually need to filter iron off of both sides separately, so that's roughly half a belt each, and then you have to re-merge that, and then that works. And that's actually really messy, and so maybe I will just do filters for each of these. So iron will be in the middle. Actually, we can blacklist silica and graphite. So that this way and this will whitelist silica and graphite. And that's nice because now we don't have to worry about changing recipes. This will apply to the other recipes too. And that'll put on the right side, this will put on the left side. And so that'll balance sides of the belt. And that's it, 5 chunks of this. I don't need that one, I don't think. This one. And there you go. That's full belt. With the graphite and silica out, we do need half a belt of each. And then I still haven't determined, you know, like which... I actually should do it the other way, sorry. Change my mind. Whitelist, blacklist. I want those to be on the inside. Because then I can keep them on the inside here. So we'll just say silica is always on the right, graphite's always on the left. And then this will be input priority right. So, and honestly, it's probably good for this to have another like 2 tiles of buffer, just to make sure there's always extra here. Sometimes small buffers can cause issues with things like this, so I don't want to run into any issues there. Okay, so that'll be our input, ore on the right, silica, graphite, silica being on the right side, and then our output of plates. Now, what we need to do is look at a bunch of the other ones that won't work the same. So, like, copper works exactly the same, so that's fine. Aluminum works exactly the same way. Titanium, for example, does not. Though I think it will be pretty similar. We just need more ore with titanium. One of the most different ones is going to be lead because of our extra output. Everything else should be fine. Wolframite should be fine. Zirconia should be fine. I guess most of these are actually going to be fine. I might need to add more of them to get a full belt, and then I might run into issues with the 1 input belt of ore. Like, if I wanted an output belt of titanium, I need more than 1 input belt. But I'd rather just split it among multiples and copy-paste it. Copy pasta. But if this is built to have... I'm being a dummy again, y'all. Because this is built to have beacons on the left side, too, so why would I not factor those in? So essentially this is amount affecting 1 is 6, but because we're going to have other smelting lines next to it, we can keep the beacon by factory the same, because there'll only be 1 extra row after all of my smelting lines. So I really only need 6.11. Oh, that's so close. So I really only need 6 for a blue belt. And I think I will keep it at that. Just because 6.11 is so close to 6. I'm not really going to notice a difference. And then as soon as I have tier 3 modules, then we're probably only going to need like 5 or something. So, in any case, that's really all I need right there. And I need a huge graphite and silica, graphite and stone processing plant to feed into this. Okay, now I'm curious, in all of that designing time, how has the base fared? We're up to 56%. That's good. Looks like we made some roboports. I guess that's all the bots had for me. We're short on steel. Is that true? No, that's not true. Not true at all. What's going on here? Why are you lying to me? Oh, we're short on steel over here. That's the steel that's going to roboports. Maybe that steel shouldn't go to roboports. We'll let them request. That's fine. Ooh, and a full stack of the old yellows. Old yeller. Okay, so that's very good. First thing I want to do with the yellows is replace red circuits and make those more productive. So now we get an extra 16%. Our power is getting close to the point where we need to start thinking about what fusion power looks like. Plastic, actually, could use some help. Oops. I'm gonna bring this down here because I want to put some beacons on plastic. I think that'll help a bit. And we'll see if we can support that rate, but okay. That's all working. Let's go get more yellow science. That'll be probably the only other thing I do with these for now. I guess the blue circuits would be a good idea too, but there's so many of those buildings. We'll start with the output, the final output, because that's the best place to start with productivity. And then I guess we'll go for like the bottom 4. Right now, those are the only ones that are even running. Especially if I were to put speed in these. Yeah. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Looking good. Let's automate foundries, because we're going to need a bunch of the electric foundries. So we'll get that done. And then we'll probably not need anything else in terms of a mall for a while. Steel, processing, foundry, crucible. There's very little overlap here. Not even gonna try. Okay, so that should do it. Foundry, foundry. Okay, so silica, stone brick, lead, and copper. I believe we already have copper, iron, and none of the others. So we need lead. And then need stone brick and silica. Silica's right here. Throw that in the chest. And then stone brick. Surely. Nowhere in the bus, huh? Interesting. Or the mall, I meant, not bus. It's definitely in the bus. Where are my stone bricks? Oh, they're on the bottom of stone, that's right. So then we could just throw a filter inserter here. Stone brick. Oh yeah, it's in this menu. And I pretty much changed my normal chest to be the passive provider. Because most of the time, that's what you want anyway. And the resources are kind of insignificant in the long run. Okay, so that should get me everything for the first foundry. And then the second one, we need concrete, crucible, and blue chips. So concrete is easy. Very easy, in fact. And then crucible and blue is a bit trickier. So we'll go get that set up. So many little to-do list items right now. Now that we have yellow science unlocked, there's a lot to do. We'll make a list in a second, actually. I skipped over blue. Oh, I never made blue. It's kind of interesting. I made this to have extra blue output. That's right. So then technically this should have a split off, but I'm gonna only take a fourth of them because they're in dire need right now. Dire need. But we will allow one stack of them to build up here. And then crucibles. We're making those somewhere. Here they are. Plop. That should do it. So, check. Beautiful. Okay, so we need some to-do list items. One big one is revamp all smelting to Foundries with the complicated recipes. So for the sub-details there, we need to mention T2 modules required. We need to mention that, what else? Check all ore inputs. We're going to need a lot more ore. And then we're going to need huge graphite and silicon smelteries. So that's a big task. Probably multiple episodes of content right there. And then we want another thing, which is fusion power, which is going to require researches first. And then those have a lot of construction parts, because there's a lot of ingredients to those things. Like if we look at a fusion reactor, look at that. So we kind of need to start stocking those up, because that's not insignificant just to have one of those. Generate a lot of heat. Deuterium plasma. I don't even know. I should probably at least do some of these purple ones. Plasma heater, 11 deuterium gas in a plasma heater gets you high temperature plasma, and then we use that plasma to create 400 megajoules in a fusion reactor, I think, of heat. And then the plasma heater itself uses 400 megawatts to convert 11 per second. Crafting speed is 1. Oh, so that's actually power neutral, even. Because we use 11 to make 11, and then that gets us 400 megajoules back per second. But then we have these fusion efficiencies. And I think that's where things start to change. D to D fusion plus 30 megawatts. So there you go. So instead, now the plasma goes to 430 megajoules, and then it goes to 460. So after some of those researches, I think we become power positive. Lower energy losses of converting energy generated by tritium suppressed DD fusion to heat. Oh, that's a different thing. Oh, that creates tritium as an output extra. So that's here, tritium breeding. You can get some tritium gas as an extra output. And then here you can mix deuterium and tritium in a gas mixer to make 20 DT mixture. And then DT plasma can be fusioned in an insane 1.4 gigajoules. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we've got a lot going on for us there, but that's going to require a lot more research and a lot more resources, so we're not going to do that right now. In the short term, I really think the main things we should be doing are improving our ore inputs and potentially looking at the Moho, these guys. The deep core chunk refining processes, because we can totally make these already. We just need to research it. In fact, we've had this available for a while. We just haven't done it because it's a decent amount of purple. And so this will allow a lot more ore, which is going to unlock the ability to do a lot of what we need to do. So I think that one's important to do next and get the deep core mining drills. And we may have to do some fusion power before we do that because we're starting to get low on power. I might allow myself one more nuclear reactor before that, potentially. Just depends on how rough it gets. Also, we've run out of sulfuric. So let's go refill our sulfuric for nuclear real quick. And how do I keep having so many slots filled? Just so many random things. Oh my gosh, trash slots are full. Wonderful. Am I out of storage? Is that why? Oh no. They're all charging. Oh dang. We need another charging port over there. I forgot how horrible vanilla robots are. I've gotten used to a lot of different kinds of modded robots. I guess those foundries are taking a lot of resources too. Also, we can do a cargo size. I am losing some serious efficiency here. They can carry twice the amount of items. I've completely forgot about cargo size for some reason. I'll even go to 3. And then we'll start fusion. Or no, what we were doing the moho researches. There we go. Okay, so we're slowly working our way towards insane amounts of plates and resources, which will then get me more research and all the good things. Fusion power, it's kind of a loop. We need the fusion power, power the moho drills, to make all the plates that we need to make the fusion power. So, bit of a loop there. Yeah, we're using all 400 bots right now. Power usage is not too much from the logistic bots, but that's fine. It'll grow. Definitely gonna need more titanium. Diamonds are fine. Copper's actually okay right now. Lead is okay, but barely. Tin, we're using almost all of it, or maybe all of it. So let's double that real quick. That'll probably be fine. Graphite, we're using almost all of it. But that is a full yellow belt, so I can't do anything without making that a red belt. Stone is fine. Alumina is fine. Aluminum is, I think, fine. Yeah, it's not belt balanced. You can tell the ones on certain sides are not outputting, so that means we're fine. And then iron is getting completely used, which is a good problem to have, I guess. So it actually seems like iron is the only thing that's getting completely used right now. And titanium. And then I guess we have to look at oil to figure out red circuits. Yeah, red circuits are still getting completely used. And so is plastic. So what that implies to me is it's actually plastic that is the limiting factor here on red circuits. 10.3. Yeah, we need 15 plastic a second to handle that amount of red circuits. Can I copy one more here? Looks like we can. If my construction bots know what they're doing, this will work. But I don't think we have enough of the provider chests for that. Because the pipes are not in the network at all. Nanobots will happily do it, though. Okay. That should be just about enough. To the point where the copper is going to be the issue now. At least that's what I'm hoping. Oh! I was only doing half of it. Altogether, we need 30 copper. Holy crap. Oh, you know what we can do then? Here, we'll expand this one more. Heck, maybe this is a good first usage of copper from yellows. We just do this. There we go. Okay, so copper problem solved. And then plastic problem is almost solved. So now it's a silicon wafer problem. Of course. I can't do much more than this. Maybe we can fit a beacon. Looks like that's actually 2 beacons. Okay. 2 beacons is pretty significant. 2.6 wafers compared to a need of 2.5. Perfect. So we should be able to meet our wafer need, assuming silicon remains fast enough, which it might not, but... That's going to get me a lot more red circuits, those changes. Okay. Now we can get 15, but we're short on carbon black. How do we make extra carbon black again? Can we? Coal. That's what we need. So we need an input priority right, but then I need coal. Oh, we already have that right here. Right. Okay. It's just not enough. As expected. We can make it a little faster. And I literally cannot fit another one on there. So we're gonna go a little janky here. And gonna make some more carbon black over here. And then that needs to get over here somehow. How does this work? Okay, so what we need to do is make room for the carbon black. Get over here. So we can do that. And then the carbon black can come over. And then carbon black from that is input priority right. There we go. Okay. And then those can all get an extra 60% speed. That should do it. Can't put productivity on that anyway. So now these are all running. Now we're out of petroleum. Figured that would happen. I think light oil cracking is now the problem. Just keeps on coming. The issues never stop. And I can do productivity on these, right? Yeah. And then a couple beacons. That'll go a long way. I do need some more modules, though. That's a lot better. 82 a second. Okay, it does look like we're getting a full half belt now. The problem is some of that's going out and some of that's going here, and we could make that way more efficient if so that's still the same, but then this guy just does its own half belt. So then I'm utilizing more than 15 a second here. But yeah, we're going to have to improve oil as well. Improve all oil. And I think I'm going to have to call it an episode there. So, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you on the next episode.